Hey kids, welcome back to some more science. We're still working on anatomy science. Anatomy science is cool. By now, your body bag should be looking pretty complete. It's got a lot of the major systems already on there. Your skeletal system, your bones, your circulatory system, your blood and your heart, your pulmonary system or respiratory system, your lungs, and you also have your digestive system now, which is your eating tubes and your intestines and stomach and all that good stuff. That's not all the systems in your body that you could put on your bag, but in the interest of saving time, we're only going to cover 2 more systems. If you want to read up some more and put extra systems of your own in your body bag, go to the library or get online and do some more reading. There's a lot to learn still. We just don't have the time. This week, we're going to talk about a major system, a really big one, the system that controls everything else going on in your body. Of course, I'm talking about your brain. Your brain is part of a system called your nervous system. It consists of your brain, your spine, your nerves, neurons, a whole bunch of things to help control what's going on in your body, how your body responds to what's going on inside and outside. Some of the things that your brain controls are involuntary things that happen even without you thinking about it, like your heart beating, your lungs breathing, even your blinking. This kind of stuff goes on without you thinking about it. It just happens. You don't think about beating your heart or breathing. If that kind of stuff stopped, you'd be in bad shape. So don't worry about it. Your nervous system, your brain, has got that all under control. Your nervous system also controls voluntary actions. Those are input from your 5 senses, your hearing, your taste, your touch, your smell, your sight. Your 5 senses send signals into your brain, and then your brain decides what to do with them. As you can see, your nervous system, your brain, and your spinal cord that takes those messages away is a very complicated system. Without this system, nothing would work. Your body would be like a robot with no instructions. So today, we're going to learn all about your nervous system, this incredible system. There's no special snack, but you are going to make your very own brain hat. So we don't have a special part to put on your body bag, but we do have a brain hat you're going to make today. So let's get started. Brains are cool, and science is cool. Let's start off our study of the nervous system with a book.
Your Fantastic Elastic Brain, Stretch It, Shape It by Joanne Deek. Your Fantastic Elastic Brain. What does your brain really do? Does it fill the space between your ears? Well, yes, but your brain can do so much more. Your brain helps you think and remember and name what you see and what you hear. It lets you move your body and feel both touch and emotions. Your brain does all the things that make you, you. So what is your brain? Is it a muscle? No, the brain is an organ in your body. It's made up of cells and tissues. The brain controls everything you do, everything you think, everything you feel, and everything you dream. The brain has many parts that do all kinds of different jobs. The cerebrum, hippocampus, cerebellum, amygdala, prefrontal cortex. The cerebrum. The cerebrum, shown in blue here, which isn't really blue, it's just shown in blue, is the largest part of your brain on top. It helps you think and speak. Cerebellum is a small part at the back of your brain that helps your muscles coordinate in your movements and your balance so that you can walk, ride a bike, or play tag. The prefrontal cortex is the part of your brain behind your forehead. It lets you make plans and decisions, like that girl deciding what to eat for lunch. The hippocampus. The hippocampus is at the center of your brain, that green thing. It works like a filing cabinet to help you store and find memories. The amygdala. The amygdala is a little tiny part, tightly packed group of cells deep within the center of the brain that control your emotions. Excited, angry, embarrassed, frightened, sad, happy. Neurons are everywhere in your brain. They are tiny brain cells that make electrical signals to send messages to other cells in your body, telling them what to do. When you were born, you were very little and your brain was very small and not very strong. As you got older, your body grows and gets stronger. As part of your body, your brain grows and learns to do new things. And you can make your brain do even more. Your brain grows very fast during the first 10 years of your life. This is like a magic decade where you can help your brain go faster and be more powerful. Just like lifting weights helps your muscles get stronger, learning new things strengthens your brain. You can give your brain a good workout by trying to learn many different things. Like elastic bands that stretch when you pull them, even things that are hard at first, or things that you don't like to do, or things that you don't do very well, get easier when you keep trying. Think about the first time you played soccer. You probably couldn't kick the ball far or make many goals, but as you kept going to practices, you learned more about the rules of the game and followed your coach's directions. The muscles in your legs and feet got stronger, your movements were more coordinated, and you could run farther and faster. Learning more and practicing what you learned let you play better and have more fun. Practice really does make perfect, or at least much better. Even when you make a mistake while you're learning something new, you're still training your brain. You will remember the mistake and try something else until you get it right. Making mistakes is one of the best ways your brain learns and grows. If you aren't willing to risk being wrong, you won't take the chances that stretch your elastic brain. You can control the parts of your brain that control your feelings too. If you're frightened about taking a risk, like learning to swim, finding the courage to put your face in the water stretches your amygdala, and it will remind you that you can overcome your fear. So you'll be braver the next time something scares you, like diving into the water. Learning something new causes the brain to grow more connections among the neurons. With more connections, the neurons can send and receive more messages. These connections help to stretch a part of your brain and make it more elastic so that it can hold more information and ideas. How does the brain stretch and grow? Neuro means that the word it is part of has something to do with the brain. A sculptor molds, shapes, or carves things out of clay or wood or stone. So, you shape your brain when you make it bigger by adding new things you know you can do. You are a neurosculptor. When you learn something new, you're building on what you've already learned. In the same ways that made the muscles in your body work together when you want to lift a heavy object or kick a ball, the different parts of your brain work together when you're learning something new. The amygdala makes you want to learn to play the piano. The cerebrum helps you decide to practice. The cerebellum calls up the memory of watching and listening when your piano teacher showed you how to play a new piece of music. Then, your cerebellum sends messages through neurons to the muscles in your wrists, hands, and fingers so that you can hit the right notes. The next time you play that piece of music, the parts of your brain and body will know how to work together and you will play the song more easily. The brain that makes you you is really an amazing organ. It controls what you think, do, feel, and remember. Your brain is growing very fast during your first 10 years of life, and now we know that you can help it grow. When you try hard to learn something new, connections grow from neurons and attach to other neurons. Then your brain can send messages faster, making part of your brain bigger and stronger. Making mistakes really helps you learn because your brain keeps trying new things and stretching until you figure out the answer to your problem. You are shaping a more elastic brain when you learn new things that build on what you already know. The more different kinds of things you learn and think about, the more you can learn, know, and enjoy. The harder you try without giving up, the more you will learn. You really can train your brain to be fit and strong and to keep stretching and growing throughout your whole life. The end.
I have a couple little activities here that we're going to do to kind of mess around with your brain. We're going to tease it. Now, normally when you get input, you don't just get it from your eyes or just from your ears. Usually you get it from more than one source. But for this game, we're going to take that apart and use one at a time and see what your brain knows. Let's start with your hearing. I'm going to play a series of noises you can't see because they're just electronic noises, and I'm going to see if you know what they are. You can't see them, so you're using your brain to remember the last time you heard that noise and what it was that made that noise. Okay, here we go. Don't shout out. Remember, we're going to give you a little pause at the end of each sound for you to shout it out. But right now, let everybody listen. Noise number 1. Okay, that's it. Do you know what it is? Shout it out. Yeah, if you said crickets, you'd be right. Crickets. Now, there's no crickets in the room, so how do I know that's crickets? Well, I've heard that sound before, and I've been told what that is, or maybe even seen a cricket. My brain remembers. Good job, brain. Ready for noise number 2? What is it? Oh, you probably yelled out police siren or ambulance or fire truck. It's some kind of siren, but without actually seeing it, I won't know which one. I still know it's a siren. And I can also tell you that it's moving. My ears and my brain figured all that out just from that noise. Good job, brain. Noise number 3. Okay, that's a hard one. Anybody guesses? If you said footsteps or somebody walking, you'd be right. That's a hard one, isn't it? But it is footsteps, and not only can my brain hear the footsteps, but it can tell me that those footsteps are made on something soft like gravel or sand, not on concrete. That's just a different sound, and I've certainly made that sound myself. Good job, brain, for remembering. Our last noise is a super easy one. Give a listen. Okay, what is it? Yeah, it's bubbles. I'm sure you all guessed that one. Bubbles! Good job, brain. Thanks for playing my brain game. Next, we're going to mess around with your sense of smell. I have 6 containers here that have different things in them. Cotton balls soaked in different liquids. I've got 3 of them that are brown. And then I have 3 more that are different colors. And if you're at school, you're going to do this experiment too. At home, I'll make a quick list for whoever you're with, and they can put this together as well or come up with their own. But each one of these is different. I can't tell by looking at them what it is. I have to use my sense of smell without really being able to see it. So let me tell you, sometimes my brain gives the wrong signal. I might smell something, I'll see it's brown, and I'll say, oh, maybe it's chocolate, but this is not chocolate. Do I know what it is? So this is a fun experiment to do. See if someone can help you do this one. If you're at school, your teacher will do it. Good luck.
Here are some ideas of some scents that you can do at home. Soak a cotton ball in these liquids. See if you can guess what they are.
This next brain game has to do with your sense of taste. I've got 2 different powders here. They're both white, and they're both kind of crystally looking, but they don't smell like anything. They look the same. Clearly, I can't hear anything. The only way I'm going to know what they are is by tasting them. Do I think they're the same? Do I think they're different? Can I even tell what they are by tasting them? Should we try it? Ah! Ugh. That one's salt. Ugh. Ugh. Hope this one's better. Ooh, that one's sugar. So not only did my tongue, my sense of taste, send a signal to my brain, and my brain figured out what it was, it also came up with an emotion. This one gave me a yucky face. Blah, I didn't like that. This one made me happy. I do like sugar. Okay, so for this little experiment, I've got 2 things that are both different colors and different textures. This one, my eyes are telling me it's chocolate. My nose is telling me it's chocolate. This one, oh, what is this? I can't tell by smelling it. It doesn't look very good. It's gray. I don't think I'm going to like this one. I think I'm going to like this one. My brain is taking some cues from my eyes, and my eyes tell me I like this one and I don't like that one. But my brain can be wrong, you know. How will I know unless I try it? I think I'll try it. Oh my gosh, that is unsweetened chocolate. There's no sugar in that. It's terrible. Ow. Oh, my brain was wrong. My eyes were tricking me. Should I try this other one? It's kind of gray. Looks like dirt, or I don't know what it looks. Let's try it. Oh, you know what? It's yogurt. I like yogurt. My eyes were wrong on this one. My eyes were telling me I didn't like it. This, my friends, is why you should always at least taste a food before saying you don't like it, because your brain can be wrong. Before you make your very own super cool brain hat, we're going to watch a very silly video on the nervous system.
There's a telegram for you, ma'am, and the message is clear. It says there's something bugging you and buzzing in your ear. The results can be quite itchy, so what is your reply? Tell you're on the SWAT that fly. Hey, there's a telegraph line. You got yours and I got mine. It's called the nervous system, and everybody understands those telegram commands, and you know that everybody better listen. The central nervous system is the brain and the spine. The brain controls the system and the spine is the line. Telegrams come in to tell what's happening to you. Then telegrams go out to tell your body what to do. There's a telegram for you, sir, better read it on the spot. It says your hand is near a stove that's very, very hot. The results can be quite painful, and there's no time to think. Quick, pull that hand away and get it to the sink. There's a telegraph line, you got yours and I got mine. It's called the nervous system, and everybody understands those telegram commands, and you know that everybody better listen. Your peripheral nerves, they go all out, delivering those messages your senses send out. From your hearing and touch to your sight and taste and smell, they let your brain react to all the messages they tell. There's a telegram for you, kid, and it's at an awkward time. It says you've gotta go on stage and you forgot your lines. You're gonna be embarrassed cause this telegram's a rush. Your heart starts beating faster and you blush. Hey, there's a telegraph line, you got yours and I got mine. It's called the nervous system, and everybody understands those telegram commands, and you know that everybody better listen. The autonomic system has a hold of you, controlling automatically some things that you do. Your breathing and your heartbeat just go on naturally. And when you're scared, your nerves rev up the speed. Hey, there's a telegraph line, you got yours and I got mine. It's called the nervous system, and everybody understands those telegram commands, and you know that everybody better listen.
Our project time. Take screenshots of each of these templates and then print them out all the way on 8.5 by 11 paper. If you can print them on something a little bit thicker like cardstock, that's even better. But make sure they fill the whole paper, otherwise they won't fit on your head. You're also going to need a scissors, some clear tape, and some crayons to decorate your brain.
All right, let's get started on making your brain. You've got 3 different pieces here, and that's because in order to make it fit over the head, it had to be kind of big and then it didn't fit on a paper. So the first thing you do is kind of put it back together. You'll notice on these pictures, on the edge, you can see there's 2 little triangles here and 2 little circles there. Go ahead and find the middle piece that also has 2 triangles and 2 circles and match them up next to each other. You're going to place the paper on the dotted line, right like that, and then tape it together. Okay? Then you're going to do the same on the other side, but with 1 triangle and 1 circle. Match it up again, and then tape it down. So the two triangles and the two circles and the one triangle and the one circle are all touching each other. So you should end up with a great big paper like that that's got your two brain halves on it. All right? Next, we're going to color them in. Now, in our books, and on our picture books and in our movies, they always kind of show the different parts of the brain in different colors, but your real brain is kind of pinky looking. So draw whatever color you want. I happen to like purple and pink, so my brain's going to be purple and pink. Okay, finished. Mine's kind of pink with purple on the bottom part, and I tried my best not to color over those color lines because I'm going to need those later. Now I'm ready to cut it out. To cut my brain out, I'm going to be cutting around the outside of this shape. Now you'll notice the shape's got some cutouts in it. We're going to wait for just a minute to do that. The easiest way to do this is to first just cut in the middle of this, because it's pretty long. I'm going to first just cut here to make it a little easier to deal with. And now I am going to cut around the outside, ignore the little triangles, around the outside just to get the basic shape first. There we go. I cut it out, but I did notice that when I taped my pieces on, I didn't tape on the brain itself, so this fell off. I got to fix that. So I'm just going to put that together like that, match it up, and tape it on the back this time. See, I didn't cut the inside out. Don't cut this part out. That's got to stay on there. Next, I'm going to cut the white triangles out. Be very careful. There we go. I've cut this triangle out and the triangles up here. Now I'm going to do that to the other side. This is where I'm at right now. I've got two cutout shapes. The last thing I'm going to do is take these two-dimensional shapes and bend them and tape them to make a three-dimensional shape. Kind of like what we did in the pyramids unit when we turned those flat shapes into pyramids. I'm going to put those together like that. See how there's an opening? And then I'm going to put it together and tape it. You can tape it on the inside or the outside. Although if you use crayon, the tape doesn't always stick so well to the waxy crayon. So I taped it on this side. And look, it's starting to bend. It's starting to make a shape. I'm going to do the same thing here. Touch those two together and tape it. Can you see how it's starting to make a shape there? Same thing here. It's okay if you overlap them a little bit. You don't want to overlap them too much though, because it's got to match the other side. Okay. When I've done one half, it's no longer flat. Oh, don't forget this thing, like I just did. By your ear. Okay, it's no longer flat, see? It's made half of a brain, a hemisphere. Now we're going to do that to the other side. This part's a little bit tricky because it's hard to figure out which sides go together. The important thing to remember is, in my case, this rounded part, this purple, is going to be down towards my ear. So I want to stand those up. I don't want to tape it upside down. So if I do that, then at least they're going in the right direction. The next thing is I've got the words front written in tiny letters on both sides. So if I set it like that and then turn it, I can figure out how it's supposed to go. The best way to do this is start at one end. I'll start at the back end. Put a little bit of tape right at the edge. Get the other edge and match it up right like that. See? So the back ends are together. Then do the same for the front. Put a little bit of tape and match it together. So now at least I've got it going in the right direction. And now I'm just going to add a little bit of tape to hold it together in certain spots. You can do it on the inside or the outside. It's a little tricky. But the idea is to not necessarily overlap them, to just have the lines kind of next to each other. If you overlap them too much, it won't fit your head. This is a little tricky. Okay, I think I finished. I got a few pieces still sticking up. That's okay. Now this hat was meant to fit my head. The old hats I had were kind of small. This one might be kind of big. You can move the tape around to make it fit you better, but let's give it a try, shall we? There, I got my brain on. And now you too can have your brain on. Don't forget your brain. Well, that's all I have this week. on your nervous system. It's a pretty cool system. Your brain is so cool. And you know what? Science is cool.